Today's episode is sponsored by juicebusinessebooks.com. Do you want to start a juice business? We're here for
right into your mic.
I am. What do you think I'm doing? I'm talking right into my mic. Okay.
What's the weirdest, latest sponsorship opportunity that's reached out to you?
I don't know. I don't check that email.
Alaskan tuna. Alaskan wild-caught tuna was one of mine.
I'm trying to do our sponsorship bit. Do you want to start a juice business? We can help you. We've been teaching people how to start juice businesses for I don't know how many years. Lots of years.
Around 1,500 juice bars we've helped.
We've helped almost 1,500 people start or grow their juice business. Our next masterclass is coming up in October. Enroll now. Link in bio. No, but for real, if you want to start a juice business, we can help you.
I
kind of want to eat a grapefruit.
Eat a grapefruit. Right now?
Okay, this is just audio.
Let me make sure. No, we're doing the video too.
I understand, but it's mainly audio.
Yeah.
And this headache is like... All right, let's do
there,
this.
right
Come on,
there.
I'm ready. I'm on, you're on, everybody's on.
Let's go. 15 minutes later.
Why am I always sitting when you're always standing?
I thought you just might like the chair.
I mean,
because,
I do.
you know.
Well, you should sit too.
The stool's too tall. I'm like a foot taller than you, and it's just you can stand up if you want to.
I don't want to stand up.
Okay.
Here we go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the third episode of our yet to be named podcast.
The JK podcast.
JK podcast.
Yeah.
It's just easy to find. You guys can quickly search for us, which you have been. You have found us on Spotify. We are excited to announce.
Those viewers could be all us.
No, they're not.
Okay.
According to the analytics, they're not. So our first two episodes have been on Spotify for the last week or two.
Weeks.
Yeah. And you guys are finding us over there, and we haven't even announced it yet. So
Lauren just randomly came to me and was like, we're filming a podcast today. I'm like, okay. A couple weeks ago. I didn't even know this was a thing. Now it's a thing.
We are excited to announce that you can find us on Spotify. I've been really enjoying the platform. I've been playing around with it, listening to our first couple episodes. You can also watch us on there. It's fun.
Every time you listen to one, you text me. That was a good podcast.
I just enjoy the platform. We're having a lot of fun making this content, and you guys are also enjoying it a lot on YouTube.
On YouTube,
the comments. Yeah. We're having a lot of fun conversations. So today we are going to talk about...
Wait, I think we should start our podcast with like random fun facts.
Random fun fact.
About... I have a sister fun fact. We're sisters.
I'm scared of what you're about to say.
It's in our genes, y'all. That we don't have these teeth. The ones right here. It's in our family.
We're all missing those teeth.
Our
These
mom,
are fake.
Us and our brother. We don't have them.
Also, we don't have wisdom teeth.
We also don't. So there's like a pro. We've never had to have wisdom teeth removed, but we don't have implants. I'm anti-implants. They're bad.
I can't even.
We have like bridges. Anyways, so that's our random fun fact.
Random fun fact.
We don't have teeth.
Please don't think of us any differently.
A lot in dentist bills.
Yeah. One time my bridge fell out a few years ago, and they had to they had to like clean it and sand down the previous glue. I was toothless for a few days before I got it put back in.
You were working back here, and it was like, Lauren cannot go in the front and serve customers because people will be freaked out.
I look like a pirate.
Yeah, I'm always scared mine are gonna fall out, like on a trip, like on a vacation.
Yeah, like what do you do?
Or like at JuiceCon. That actually crossed my mind when we went to JuiceCon. Like, what if my teeth fall out?
You have like
mine have never
nightmares
fallen
about that.
out. What?
You have like nightmares about.
Yeah.
We just have to be careful. We can't use our front teeth for chomping.
Which is
have
why
to
we
bite.
drink juice. We can't eat, so we
This just in, the JK Juice Girls don't have teeth, so they drink their vegetables. Okay,
that's our fun fact.
that was a great segment.
Yeah, I thought
We'll
that
make
would
it
be
a
a fun
thing.
addition. Now we're gonna drink juice.
Okay, now we're gonna take a shot.
We're taking shots
It's
now.
gonna be an hour-long podcast.
What kind of? It's fun, okay?
I'm having fun.
What kind of shots? Pineapple, lemon, ginger.
Yeah.
Wait, lime? Pineapple, lime?
No, so y'all, we have had
Drama.
oh my gosh, drama, produce delivery drama this week.
We're gonna switch suppliers.
Actually, for 2 weeks, they forgot our lemons. Since school, I think it's because school's back in season. They've been showing up.
No excuses.
Yeah, it's been really weird. At like 4 or 5 p.m. to deliver our produce, and we live out of town, and it's a mess, and we don't have produce, and we've been using limes and all of our juices because we can't get lemons at Kroger. They didn't have any limes today at Kroger because I bought all the limes. It's been a whole fiasco. So the fridge is empty right now.
Our produce was like 3 days late, which is like not okay. You guys can imagine. We need our produce to juice.
Frustrating for sure.
So we've been buying out the local grocery stores and making do with what we can. But anyways, so these are lemon, not lime, and they're pineapple and they're ginger. And
Classic. We've been serving these a lot. We serve them over the summer.
What are people's favorite? We should do a poll for our customers. Orange for the liquid base for ginger shots. Orange, pineapple, or grapefruit.
Grapefruit's a fun vibe, but it's one of those things that people are kind of weird about. So
medication, all sorts of stuff. You know,
can't have grapefruit if you're on
blood thinners?
Statins. Yeah.
Okay,
so today, did you wrap up your shot segment?
Yeah, that was fun. That's the energy I can bring to the podcast.
The segment? You provide the segment?
I can do the random fact of the day and
okay, cool.
I don't know. Okay, what are we talking about today, Flo?
You can tell it's a Friday around here.
It's a Friday.
Today.
And I have this headache right here on
Take
top
your shot,
of my
that'll
head,
help.
on the right. Somebody's gonna be like, you have a tumor. You might.
So why would you say something?
You could go
like
your
that?
whole life and have a tumor and never know.
That's true.
You
Tony Robbins.
Randomly die at age 76. Of a spontaneous death, but maybe you actually had
we need to reel this in.
All right, I'm sorry. Yes, let's talk about sugar.
Today we are talking about sugar, a popular topic. One of the most popular topics and arguments towards juice is sugar in juices. There's too much sugar. So first we're going to break down the differences, and there's different types of sugars. So sugar from fruits and veggies is called fructose, fruit sugar. It's very safe for our bodies to digest and metabolize.
Like it.
Yeah, it's
energy.
Sugar from the earth. Our bodies are fully equipped to metabolize that kind of sugar. Where sugar becomes a problem is it's processed. It's created in a factory. It's
white bread.
It's not from a food. Yes. When our bodies go to metabolize that kind of sugar, it doesn't digest cleanly. It doesn't metabolize cleanly, which can lead to storage of fat storage, and it's not clean burning energy that our body knows how to handle. So,
and you talk about how sugar and carbs are the same.
Yeah, sugar, and you'll look at a nutrition label, and carbohydrates are sugars. They burn as sugars. So you'll see that on a nutrition label. And we want to just really focus on, we specifically focus on eating clean, burning energy, eating clean carbs. And that's what juice is. And it's okay. We don't need to be afraid of sugar from fruits and veggies. The only reason we would need to be kind of concerned about that, and we're going to walk you guys through this conversation that we often have here at the shop, because it is an important conversation for juice consumers, and as well as a lot of the people we mentor.
Why this is such an obvious conversation is because customers come in and they say, I want to avoid sugar, too much sugar, I'm trying to avoid sugar. And so the first thing we always do is reassure them that we don't add anything to our juices. We do not add sugar, we do not add water, preservatives, thickeners, anything like that, flavors. It is just fruits and veggies. And the number one way to reassure that to them is to say, this is just like juice you would make at home. We just have big fancy juicers. And that shows them, when you make juice at home, you're literally taking a fruit and veggie, you're washing it, you're putting it through your juicer, and you're not adding water to it, you're not adding sugar to it, you're not pasteurizing it or doing anything weird to it. And that's truly the exact same way that it happens here. It's that raw, it's that straight to the point. And so we reassure them that the sugars in these juices, the carbs, the higher carb juices, don't have anything added. It's all fruit and veggies. And we'll usually say our sweetest juice is the same as eating 2 or 3 apples.
Two medium apples weigh a pound.
Yeah.
We confirmed that the other day.
Yeah, and usually from 1 pound of produce, you will get 10 ounces of juice. And then our juices are 12 ounces, but 2 more ounces from superfoods. Anyways, our sweetest juice is that. And they go and they're kind of like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And the reason they have the concern is because they've Googled, is cold pressed juice healthy for me? And all the articles that pop up that are against cold pressed juice are like, so sugary, too much sugar for your body. And that's the number one kind of concern towards cold pressed juice, and the biggest speculation a customer is going to have. So you can knock that down by simply saying our sweetest juice, 2 apples. Would you sit down and eat 2 apples? Yep. Like, for sure, right? Like, you would not second guess that. And so reassuring them of that.
Yeah. So kind of want to break down our liquid bases here at the shop. So we serve everything from very no carb, low carb, to to full fruit juices. So if you guys are walking into a juice shop, you can kind of dissect what is going to best suit your needs. So our stronger juices, you're going to see sweet and strong juices. Stronger juices are made from veggies or cucumber. Cucumber is a fruit, but it's very low carb. So little to no fructose, no sugar in there. And then ranging from mixed recipes, fruits and veggies, all the way up to straight apple juice, pineapple juices.
High carb, high sugar,
yeah,
high energy. Your body's going to be like, woo!
So we always recommend, and we're going to talk about some hacks. You can kind of hack your fruit juice here. But fruit juices are great for pre-workouts. They're great for if you're going to be active in the next hour, going for a walk. If you have something like mentally to do, you just need some carbs to kind of flood your system with. That's a great time to drink a sweet juice. So if you are sugar sensitive, and you're going to have those people that walk in and they are going to say, I'm diabetic, and Jordan can kind of dive into that conversation, but there's certain things we can point them to if they're looking for low sugar, if they're looking for more sugar. So before we dive into that conversation, diabetes is a disease that affects how your body can metabolize sugar. So if you have too much sugar, it could be dangerous. Your sugars could get really high, and you might not be able to metabolize that well. Or you're on the other end of the spectrum, your sugar is too low, and you do need a fruit juice to kind of bump that back up. So when somebody comes into the shop, how do you navigate that conversation?
Somebody comes in, and I will say rarely will somebody who's diabetic come in and have this conversation. I'm diabetic, what can I have? Rarely does that ever happen, because they know that they're the ones in charge of their health. They're not going to put that on me, a random person. I'm not a doctor. They're not going to put their life, genuinely their life, on the line of me saying you can have this or you can't have this. And so rarely does that ever happen. Usually it's actually the opposite. Somebody is diabetic, they've talked to their doctor, they've done their research, they know what their body can handle. They look at the ingredients and say, what are the ingredients in this? And then they go home, they drink it, and they come back and they say, I'm diabetic and this juice helped me a lot. This one was really good for me. I felt great on this. This one regulated my sugars. And so it's usually the opposite. But if you get that conversation where somebody brings up, I'm diabetic, blah, 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 we do not enter that conversation with any recommendations, with any blah, blah, blah. What I simply say is, here's the ingredients. This one has a lot of fruit. And you have to do with that what you can do with that. I do not say this one's safe for you, this one you'll be good, nothing, because I'm not a doctor. I do not have the authority to recommend, prescribe, or anything like that. So we simply say these are the ingredients, and this is how much fruit is in this one. This is roughly how many grams of sugar are going to be in here. This one has no fruit and is all veggies, and they do with that what they want to do with that, because it's not our place to say that. And you'll find differing opinions on the diabetic and juice conversation when you dive into it. Many people it's becoming more and more known that a lot of people believe fruit sugars are great for diabetics.
Because their sugars dip, you need to bring them back up.
Yeah, it helps. A lot of people are saying it's helping to regulate them and whatnot. So that's a whole nother area and topic, and that dives into another world of believing a health thing. We tend to not go to that area of any health recommendations, we simply believe whole fruits and veggies, organic food, real food is good for you. We're not going to go into some crazy, this will cure this is going to make you amazing, whatever. Because it is so touch and go, right? Everybody's body is different on how they respond to things. So yeah, you'll see differing opinions, and it's usually one end of the spectrum to the other. And the best thing you can do as a juice bar owner is just say what you know, which are your ingredients, how this was made, and what you know about your juice, not to make any recommendations.
So we offer the full spectrum here at our juicery, from very little carbs to very fruity. Obviously, sweeter stuff is going to sell. And I do want to talk about the post you shared yesterday on your story.
What did I share?
About the Starbucks drink.
Oh, yes.
So even like our most sweetest juices, I would say, are relatively unsweet compared to the average American diet.
Well, isn't fructose and like high fructose corn syrup and all of that, isn't that actually sweeter? Do you know what I mean? Doesn't your tongue process it as sweeter?
Yes, it's got a higher, what do they call that? I don't remember, but it's tastes sweeter. Yeah, there's certain sweeteners that are sweeter.
Addictive, genuinely addictive. Your gut is like,
So
in your brain.
there was like 60 grams of sugar in a pumpkin spice
Oh my God.
frappuccino.
Which is like a quarter of a cup of sugar.
It was
or a little bit more than a
A
quarter.
third of the cup was full of sugar.
Like this much.
So sweetness is all dependent on where you're coming from. And when somebody comes into our shop, we're often recommending a sweeter juice because we want them to start with a good impression. We want them to actually come back and kind of work their way into our system. So ideally somebody comes in and Jordan directs them to a sweet green or a shark juice and they're like, wow, that was really good. And they keep coming back and they start to work their way into our more medium juices, our classic, our sweet beet, which are mixed recipes, both fruits and veggies. And then sometimes they'll work their way into the strong juices. Sometimes they'll stay in the sweet zone and that's perfectly fine because all of our sweet and strong juices have the same superfood portions. So the liquid base, whether it's celery or apples, is a carrier for the same amount of superfoods. So if my kid is going to get a spinach serving, I don't really care if it's carried by a couple apples or celery, as long as they're getting that spinach in. So there's no reason to be scared of these natural fruit sugars. Another big argument we'll see is the fiber argument.
Oh, yes.
Fiber is good. It does help slow the digestion of carbs. There is still fiber in our juices, soluble fiber, but when we process and press our fruits and veggies, we remove that insoluble fiber, and that argument is kind of irrelevant because we're eating fiber all day.
Yeah, the point of juice is to remove the fiber so that you can consume the vitamins and the nutrients and the minerals and the live enzymes from pounds and pounds of produce. And it is unrealistic that you're going to eat pounds and pounds of produce. So we can get all those vitamins and all the goodness from those pounds of produce in a super convenient 12-ounce serving. And yes, we're missing out on the fiber, but we're eating fiber for breakfast. We're eating fiber for dinner. We're getting plenty of fiber. And the point is to remove the fiber so our body can easily digest and absorb all those vitamins and nutrients. Because you start working on the fiber, and some of the nutrients actually eliminates with your digestive system through your colon and whatnot with the fiber. So when you remove the fiber, your body just absorbs it all. It goes into your blood, and it's like immediate energy, and your body gets to work. So we want to remove the fiber. Like that's the point.
Imagine sitting down to eat a bowl of a couple pounds of carrots. You're not going to do that. That's why juicing is so powerful. That's why it allows you to quickly shift. And this, for me, juicing was a huge segue into eating fruits and veggies because what we eat is what we crave. So before juicing, the only thing I ate was like potatoes, and that was the only vegetable I regularly consumed. But juicing allows you to flood your body with the nutrition from pounds of produce, which is so powerful. And we see this in juice cleanses. You can quickly shift the whole entire gut biome into a climate, an atmosphere that is craving and wants those living foods, and it's very powerful. You can change the trajectory at which your body is moving, and depending on where you're coming from, whether that's like McDonald's fast food or you're already consuming lots of veggies, that can be a rough process, but it's crazy to see the transformations, and you're a totally different person when you come out the other side of a juice cleanse. It's wild. Yeah,
because what we eat is what we crave, so we keep eating cheeseburgers and whatnot. We're going to crave more cheeseburgers. Like the bacteria in our gut will literally crave it, and will tell your brain. That's why people say your gut and your brain are so connected, because what's in your gut tells your brain, I need more of it.
Yes.
And then when we do a juice cleanse, and it's an aggressive shift that happens in the gut, and you come out of a cleanse and you're like, I can't even imagine eating a cheeseburger because my gut is telling my brain crave fruits and veggies. And it's often why after a juice cleanse you just want more juice. You just want more living food. Not only do you feel good, but there's literally a gut-brain connection happening that's like, I need more of this, I want more of this.
Yeah. So if you've been trying to make that shift to a healthier lifestyle, I strongly encourage you to try juicing. Don't be afraid of the fruit sugars. Like, there's so much more good that can come from juicing than the potential side effects of sugar. And if you're the 90% that can handle and metabolize sugar, there's no problem with drinking a fruit juice if it means that you're going to get ginger, spinach, spirulina, whatever superfoods you want to throw in there. Even the apples are very nutritious. There's so much good from fruit and watermelons and pineapples, and
it's nourishing your body.
Yes, there's nothing to be afraid of.
You know, people get so whooped up over sugar when in like what did you just have for breakfast? Yoplait yogurt with 13 grams of sugar.
Calm down.
You know what I mean, though? Like, you don't realize how much sugar you're eating just in the normal food. Your white bread has 8 grams of sugar in it, you know? Even organic bread, the one that I often get from the grocery store, one has 7 grams of sugar per slice. Then there's one that has 1 gram of sugar per slice. And they don't taste any different, you know? It's just all these places where refined sugar is
added to everything.
And added, yes. And then we freak out over 13 grams of sugar in my fruit juice, you know?
It's just the health industry is such a hard industry. Like, it's either you're hard this way or you're hard that way.
It's annoying.
Rarely like a middle ground of like eating just clean, single ingredient foods. And another thing is just to listen to your body. Like, if you feel bad, if you crash or you feel jittery on a fruit juice, maybe
have inflammation.
Yeah, maybe move to a more veggie mixed juice. The important thing is, as juiceries and as consumers, we have the options to choose from what we're kind of looking for. So
yeah, I mean, the health industry is so confusing because you get on Instagram and one person is saying eat all grass-fed beef and butter and you'll thrive, and the other person is saying go raw vegan, don't you dare think about touching any animal products. And it's like, what am I freaking supposed to do?
It's hard.
You're supposed to balance it all out and see what feels good.
Listen to your body. Yeah, your body will tell you what it needs.
Because nobody has the answer, I can promise you that.
And nobody's the same. Some of us thrive on low carb, some of us thrive with carb heavy diets, and we all have different activity levels. We're all burning different amounts of carbs. That's why there's always like, in these tropical areas, there's fruit everywhere because everybody's outside and active,
surfing.
So it just depends on where you're coming from, where you're at. But there's nothing to be afraid of with fruit juices. I drink fruit juices, and I'm a pretty low carb person. There's nothing to be afraid of. We've got a few of our juices here. We're going to walk you guys kind of through the conversation when a new customer comes in, and kind of Jordan walks them through the fridge and shows them the recipes. So
there's kind of a script we've created. Usually when a customer comes in and they say they've never been here before, we say welcome, awesome, thanks so much for taking the time to visit. And I say, let's go over to the fridge and we'll do a quick run through. So I start with our best sellers and our super sweet ones. I want that to be kind of at the forefront of their mind. Usually I start with our shark and our sweet green. I often say that our sweet green is our all-time best seller. It's a crowd pleaser. You can't go wrong with it. It's mainly apple with spinach and lemon, and the apple and the lemon cover up the spinach flavor, and it just tastes wonderful, and you still get your greens. So that's usually what I start with, and then I'll go to our shark juice, which is our summer best seller, another super sweet one, and you're getting all the micronutrients from the spirulina. And then I'll go to our sweet beet, which is another really sweet one, and is yummier, is a good one if you're looking for some beet and carrot juice with a little bit of apple and orange, so a delicious one. So I'll say those are our sweet ones, and then a little bit more vegetable-y is our carrot juice, which is mainly carrot with a tiny bit of apple, and in this one we use Granny Smith apple, which is low fructose, and then lemon and ginger. So that's kind of the middle ground is what I'll tell them, and then I'll show them our super strong juices, which are all veggie. The only fruit in here is lemon, and these ones are intense in flavor and in health benefits, in detoxing and cleansing and all of that. So I'll show them those. And then I'll usually say to them, I'll let you look, let me know if you have any questions, and whatever. So then they'll take some time to look and usually talk to the person they're with and pick some juices out. And they pretty much always start with the sweet green or the sweet beet, or our shark juice, which we launched a couple months ago. So yeah, if you can get a customer to come like statistically 3 times, then they're usually a permanent good customer that's going to come often. And so your first juice, you want to be thinking first impression, what is going to make them go, wow, this is amazing? What's going to make them tell their spouse about this, their best friend about this, and want to come back? So the first one is just, it needs to be a wow factor as far as first impression. The shark is great for that because it's a weird, like not many people have heard of spirulina or seen it in just a normal community, you know? And it tastes wild. So good. Shark is a really good first impression one. And then on their second visit, you want to dive a little deeper into how they felt. Like, how'd you feel on that juice? What'd you like about it? What did you not like about it? And let's guide you through your next purchase. What's going to be a good one for you? So usually at their second visit, we can get even more kind of customized as far as what they're looking for. And they'll often go with like a classic, like, hey, okay, I want to try something a little bit more vegetable-y. Or they'll try a ginger shot or something like that. And then on their third visit, usually they know what they like and they get their favorites, and then they continue to try new items. So always should be a goal to get them to come 3 times.
Yeah. There are sometimes when somebody grabs like a strong juice celery and a strong beet, and Jordan's like, are you sure you meant to
We'll just double check.
grab that one?
If I don't know them or like I don't remember serving them in the past, I'll just confirm like, just so you know, this is all veggie juice. And they're like, yep, I know. Or they'll be like, oh, actually, I meant to grab the sweet green. Often, the sweet green and the strong green look really similar. And if they're in a hurry, sometimes maybe they've been in 3 times and they keep grabbing the sweet. And then the sweet green was out of stock. So they think the strong green is a sweet green. And so we'll catch them. And if that happens, if a juice is out of stock, you can really easily guide them into a purchase that will still please them. Because it can be sad when what you wanted is out of stock. But if you as a salesperson can put the effort towards, well, we can find one that you'll love, I promise. And maybe you offer a sample, and it's like, you find a way to get a new juice, and then usually they come back and they're like, thanks for letting me try that new juice. Like, that was really good. And so sales and service. Wherever gaps are, you can really make up for it with service.
Yeah.
Good customer service.
One of Jordan's biggest strengths is just people. She's really good at people, navigating them into the perfect experience.
Put your people person on your sales front.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoever's good at talking.
There are a few things you can do to kind of hack your sweeter juices. If you're a little scared of all the fructose, you can portion. You don't have to drink a full juice at once. You can portion it out throughout the day, pour it into bubbly water. You can also drink a sweeter juice and have like an avocado or some healthy fats to slow the digestion of those carbs. So I hope that gives you guys some confidence, some knowledge to shop with power. Look at your liquid bases. Look at what that juice is mainly comprised of. That's going to give you a good idea of how much fructose is in there. If you're looking for low carb, low fructose, it's going to be a veggie juice. It's going to have a strong flavor. We often mix sweet and strong juices here. It makes a great medium juice. The sweet beet, strong beet combo is a great flavor. Sweet green, strong green is a great combo flavor. That's definitely a go-to around here. But
customers love that. It's like a little secret menu hack.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Take the sweets and the strongs and mix them. Sometimes you'll see people talk about grocery store juice is just sugar. And you should stay away from that. Really kind of smart doctory people. You'll read blogs or whatever, they say this. And part of that is true because it's been pasteurized. And what you're supposed to be gaining from that fruit juice, right, has been killed. And so you're not, it's like, yes, there's a lot of sugar here, but I'm gaining so much. Like, it's serving my body so much with all the vitamins and my enzymes. And so would I go to the grocery store and pick up an apple cider? No, because it's been pasteurized. Would I grab an apple cider from JK that's fresh? Yes, because sure, there's still a lot of sugar, but I'm getting all those vitamins and live enzymes and nutrients, and it's just like, woo, it's really fueling me. So it's like,
it's a living food.
It's just, it is different.
Yeah. If you're wanting to
they're
learn,
called the same.
Yeah. If you're wanting to learn more about the pasteurization of juice, definitely check out our last episode. We dive really deep into that topic and break it down. A lot of you guys appreciated the analogy of the vitamins. It's like taking a supplement.
Yes.
Because the life in it is pasteurized to further its shelf life. But the supplements, the minerals, the vitamins often stick through. Not necessarily great quantities, but they are there. Yeah. So check out that podcast if you're interested in learning more about pasteurized juice. But
how they differ.
That wraps it up for this one. We hope that gives you guys some freedom to chug the juice.
Well, and I think a lot of people listening to this are juice bar owners.
Yeah.
So how to educate your customers, how to guide them.
Yeah, definitely listen back to this conversation a few times and kind of practice it, because you will have this conversation with your customers.
Yeah. If you can remember, if your customers are concerned that in one super sweet juice there's 2 to 3 apples, 2 apples, that's like the number one thing to remember.
Yeah, for sure.
It breaks down all the fear.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in.
See you next time.
We'll see you next time.
You need to subscribe to our podcast.
Oh yeah, one last thing.
Well, if you just want to help us, I don't know. If you're like,
you can't really subscribe to the podcast.
You can't subscribe? Yes, you can.
You can leave us a rating.
No, you can't subscribe.
How? On YouTube, yeah.
No, you can subscribe on Spotify.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. We're really new to
Whatever
this.
you do on Spotify, do a podcast, do it for us. This is a fun new experiment for us.
We're having fun making new content.
And if you liked it, give us a 5-star review. If you liked it a lot, and maybe like 4. If you hated it, send us a DM why, and we'll take that constructive criticism. Don't leave us.